My people, what's going on? Let's talk some NBA playoffs, shall we? I know I've been big on the hoops this week, but I've been loving the NBA playoffs, so a couple more quick thoughts for you guys. I was watching the Lakers dust the Suns again last night. It was another offensive onslaught by the Lake Show, and a few things jumped out at me. One, very obviously, the Lakers are just too big for the Suns. The Suns don't have the size to match up with the Lakers. They're going to continue to get pounded. Times is hard for the Suns defense. The other thing I thought about, not as obvious, hopefully, how far have the Spurs fallen? Think about that. The Suns swept the Spurs. And more importantly, the Suns defense was dramatically better against San Antonio than it has been against the Lakers so far. The Suns have given up 128 and 124 points to the Lakers in the first two games. That is awful. That's terrible. I'm whispering, that's how bad it is. And you compare that to what they did against the Spurs, that's a night and day difference. I realize that styles make fights and there are different matchups and all of that, but still, you look at the Lakers offense and the Spurs offense, there's a big difference between the two. The last thing I thought about last night that jumped out at me, Pau Gasol. Pau Gasol scored 14 of his 29 points in the fourth quarter alone. This guy, every time I watch him, I'm impressed. He's one of the best players in the league, and yet he's still underrated. You think about his offensive game, he's got the entire package. He's a great passer for a big man, nice shot, good touch, sky hook, footwork, left hand. He's got it all, but he's still underrated. Why is that? Well, 2 years ago, think back to the series against the Celtics. He was labeled soft. He got pushed around by Kevin Garnett and company, and he really hasn't quite gotten the credit that he deserves ever since then. He's highly skilled, but you still have that thought in the back of your head of, I don't know, he still could be soft. But the interesting thing is, Pau Gasol will get a chance to redeem himself, most likely, in a rematch this year against the Celtics in the finals. I'm Brian No, and that's a no-brainer.